What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to bring you a 2-month update. This is our VAVA baby monitor. We've had it for almost 2 years now, so I wanted to give a quick update on it because we've been using it just about daily for the past 18 months. We've been using it multiple times throughout the day, so it'll give you kind of a long-term review. They have a newer version, slightly newer. It's almost the same specs as this. Basically, it's a 5-inch 720p baby monitor. You get this, you get the monitor, 4,500 milliamp battery, USB-C charging. I'm not going to go through all the specs to that because I've done that before. So the overall long-term, it still works great. We haven't had any issues with it. There is a slight rattling. Hopefully you can hear that. I have no idea where the rattlings come from. I have no idea what's causing it, but it definitely has a rattle to it now. Something inside is rattling, but it still works 100%, no issues with it. Still has the same good range that it always has had. It claims 900 feet. I'm in the basement, so it even goes through walls. It does pretty well with that. There's a few places in our yard. We have about a half an acre. There's a few places in our yard where it doesn't work, where it kind of starts cutting out. The screen resolution, all that is nothing fancy, but it does a pretty good job. This is currently, we'll focus on that. This is currently our setup, and you have basically buttons to control the volume, screen brightness. You can move the camera around and around, so it has a head that swivels, which is a good feature. We don't use that all that much. Same thing with the screen brightness and the volume. Once we get it set, we haven't played with that a whole lot. The speakers are a little to be desired for. They're not quite as loud as I would like, especially if you're very cautious. My wife usually turns the speakers nearly off, but I generally have them up a little higher just because I'm a little cautious, paranoid. I just want to make sure everything's doing okay. You can get second cameras for this. We have not, but we probably will because we have a baby number 2 coming soon in the summer, so we will probably just try to keep using this and get a second camera so you can add multiple cameras to the actual system, which is nice. The rattling's a little annoying, so I'm not really sure how long this will last, but overall it still works without any issue. USB-C charging, I found that anything will charge this. I probably won't focus on that. I found that anything will actually charge this. Basically any USB thing you plug into it, from my laptop charger to any charger for our tablets, for phones, just random USB-C cables plugged into any type of basically anything that will send out power, it will charge this. My Canon camera's USB-C cable that came with it will charge it, so that's a really nice feature. The battery life still lasts throughout the whole night without it being plugged in, but it would be pushing to go further than that. So the more you use the screen, the more it drains quickly. But if you leave the screen off most of the time, it actually lasts a pretty decent amount of time. I don't know why that turned off. Pretty decent amount of time. Still around $135 to $155. It goes on sale pretty often on Amazon. So look into that. If you know you need 2 monitors, they do sell it with 2 actual monitors on it. Basically, you can just switch back and forth between them. A couple negatives on the speakers aren't that the greatest. I don't think they're quite loud enough for me, especially when you're outside doing stuff. It's kind of hard to hear it. The zoom is not very good. When you zoom in, things get real grainy and real poor quality. I think in 2022, I think we should have a little bit better actual visual quality of that. It's just not as good as I think it would like it to be for the price point. I mean, things have really progressed when it comes to all that. They sell all kinds of different kinds of monitors. They have like actually one that wraps around your crib. Also, installation was easy for this. Once you get it installed, I don't ever take it down. It's literally hanging above where the baby's at. The only negative is it always has to stay plugged in, so it doesn't have any battery source in the camera, it's just in the monitor that you do, so you always have to have some type of power to it. It does use USB-C, which is nice, so you have a standard traditional cable, which 95% of things out there besides iPhones use, so you do have that. The screen is a little scratched up, it has some scuffs on it, so you can see that. Hopefully it gets the angle of it, but it's pretty scratched up, pretty scuffy, so that's something to keep in mind, but honestly it doesn't matter, it's not the best resolution screen anyways. But overall, we've been really happy with the purchase of this. All of the LED lights, indicator lights at the top still work great. There really hasn't been any flaws to this. I'm surprised that the little antenna hasn't broke yet, because our toddler likes to play with this a lot. As you can tell, if it focuses on the back of that, the back of this thing is a hot mess. It really looks like it's been through some type of war, but nothing's broke. The stand hasn't broke. The antenna we always leave up, but sometimes he plays with it, so I'm surprised that hasn't snapped off yet. But other than that, it's been a solid purchase. There's a million different baby monitors out there, but based on experience, I would get this one. The company seems to get good reviews. They have a ton of weird stuff they sell, from baby monitors to USB-C hubs to all kinds of weird random stuff. But the quality seems to be there, so I haven't had any problems with that. And I find the range is adequate. It goes through multiple walls, go from one end of the house to the other, all the way to the garage. It just starts losing signal when you get closer to like the end of the yard, so towards our shed, or if you get closer to the actual road or the mailbox, it tends to lose signal. You can still see on it, but it's just really loses a lot of signal there. So that's it. Comments, questions, leave them below. You probably won't see another review of this till 3 years, or until it dies. But I've done 4 or 5 different update reviews on it, so this will probably be my last one for a while. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, weekend, whatever's out there, and I'll see you guys next time.